Hi, welcome into this GoKapital real estate financing review, where I'm going to be uncovering all you need to know about the real estate side of this program, the pros and cons, and is it legit, and so much more, so you can finally power your business forward, growing, expanding, getting more properties underneath your belt, being more profitable and more comfortable doing this, and also safe and secure. But before I get started, my name is Michael from Viral Funding Solutions. I come out with videos on all types of alternative lending, cash advances, business loans, real estate financing, and different opportunities for you to take advantage of online, as well as so much more. So if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Click the bell notification icon so you don't miss any future videos I come out with. Now, what we're looking at on screen are some of the services they offer, which, by the way, also, if you're looking for a more all-around review of GoKapital, I made one down below in the description that goes into the business loan side of things, personal loans, and so much more. So make sure to look out for that. Now, what do they offer? Hard money lenders, loans for investment properties, commercial real estate loans, bridge loans, foreign national loans, apply for a mortgage loan, loan pre-qualifier resources, and then business loan calculator resources, which I'm going to be showing you. So stick with me until the end of this video so you get all the juicy details. I'm also going to be showing you the terms, rates, and going a little bit behind the scenes and showing you the guidelines. Now, hard money bridge loans. Use private real estate loans to grow your investment portfolio, fix and flip loans in all of 50 states with quick closing times. Unlike a traditional hard money loan, so you gotta go through a bank or elsewhere, and it takes longer. It might take months, even more. You get disapproved. You can't take on any more properties because there's some debt to income ratio going on, some kind of a background, delinquencies. Sometimes I say the word wrong. And so much more. And it makes it tough for just about many people to get one. So we can do it much faster here. So loan to values are up to 75% of that purchase price, up to 100% of rehab funds available. Terms are from 1 to 2 years, 7% to 14% of that interest per year, just tacked onto the hard money bridge loans. Minimum property values are of 100,000 required. In some cases, it can be at 150,000, also depending on the property and your circumstances, but we have a minimum for that. It's just what you are going to see just about everywhere else you go. It might even be higher. And so this is a great advantage to take it with GoKapital. Residential investment in commercial properties are no vacant land, primary residence or rural properties. We'll go into that more specifically in just a second, but I want to show you an overview of the other programs. Commercial mortgages, you have rental investment property loans, and there are more of them, which I'm going to get into. Why choose a fix and flip hard money loan? So if you've been in this industry for some time, you'll know the answer to that, but stick with me for those of you who are just getting started in this field and you want some guidance, which, by the way, if you need help and you want to get started with real estate financing, look down below in the description for a questionnaire / contact form of like this, more or less, where you can go ahead and fill out the details to this. I'll be asking you about 10 or so questions, might be expanded more or less again, but this will give you everything you need to know about what questions you'll be asked and what to answer, and I'll get in contact with you and proceed from there, do some calculations if necessary and so forth. But if you're a real estate investor and need funding for flipping properties, GoKapital can help finance up to 80% of the purchase price and up to 100% of the rehab funds. Funding is available nationwide with minimum loan amounts of 100,000 and rates starting at 6%. I know we saw something with 7%, but again, it depends on factors such as your credit score, your time in business, how much experience do you have under this? Because listen, at the end of the day, experience usually triumphs everything else. And if you're just getting started, yes, there might be more of a down payment to consider, other factors at play like finances and what can be done, the type of property you're looking for, loan to values, and just again, like the whole background and stuff like that. So our private hard money loans can close quickly and with minimal documentation. Again, I'll get into that specifically. We can offer loans for both purchases or cash out refinancing for properties you may already own. That's a great advantage to take. I have a lot of people who come to me for real estate financing. They explain to me their problems, their pain, what's going on. Maybe they have a current lender that's, they're putting money into a property, it's just taking too long, or they have something else, a new project that they want to tackle on. There are instances where, with bridge loans and things like this, where you don't necessarily have the money, you need funding, that's what you're coming to me for as the business loan broker. and you have properties at play that you want to invest, take money out and equity and stuff like this, so you can put it into a new property, pay off certain things and so forth. So contact us today if we can help you out here. Again, that form will be down below in the description. Go ahead and fill it out as thoroughly as possible, and I will be able to get in contact with you, email you, and things like this. So following up with you in the process. So GoKapital also offers cash out refinancing, as I just said, for residential investment or commercial properties all nationwide. Benefits of our hard money loan terms, what do they include? LTV 60% to 80% based on the purchase price for an acquisition, and based on market value for a refinance. Terms from 1 to 30 years, longer terms for rental investment properties or commercial properties. The interest rates from 6% to 14%, minimal documentation and quick closing, so you can again move forward in your business, get that property done, turned around, sold, get into a profit, take more time off from yourself and the stress of having to go through the closing process, all the more expensive additional fees that other programs give you, origination costs, and all these other things. No minimum credit score is needed. Foreign nationals also qualify. Property types eligible: single family, apartments, condo, mixed use, commercial, retail, office, warehouse, industrial, etc. And more financing available only in the 50 US states. 24-hour pre-approvals, close in 2 to 4 weeks. Look at that. We're looking at less than a month, just about a month in there, depending on your circumstances, your profile, and everything that we have to go through. But our lenders are usually good about giving you that offer and then being able to move forward at last. So now let's go. There are some reviews here. Why us? Let me cover that really quickly before I move forward into showing you this specific real estate financing option. GoKapital, established with one goal in mind: to help small businesses obtain working capital and real estate investors finance transactions quickly. As a financial technology company with headquarters in Miami, we have simplified the lending process to provide you with more and better financing alternatives than a traditional bank, which they do. And I'm going to show you that in a moment. Just with the real estate side, not considering the business loans, all the different resources that they give you. Again, that video down below in the description if you want to learn about them all. Whether you're looking for $100,000 in working capital or $1 million for a cash out refinance, we have the right loan program for you. Our financial services are available nationwide for existing businesses, startups, first-time and experienced real estate investors. We have helped thousands of business owners, and with an A+ rating on the Better Business Bureau, right? That's really important for me when I go and review a company, and when I'm going to put my money out there and I want to get financing through somebody, I want to know if they're legitimate, which they are, if I haven't answered that already. And you can see an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Come on, you're in good hands. The GoKapital team is here for you. Call us today and a loan consultant will be glad to assist in finding the right funding options for you. Again, the form will be down below in the description for you to check out. Now let's get into this. We're going to go into the hard money lenders, as if we didn't cover enough already. There is more. And I'll take a breather if you need. Also, let me know in the comment section down below, have you gotten real estate funding? How about recently? What type of real estate financing do you need so I can help you with? Again, that contact form down below. It's very important you fill out those details because I need to know myself before I go with the underwriters and then the lenders, and then we communicate back and forth. We're looking at your profile and understanding not only the math and if it all comes out right, but to understand if you are actually credible. Are you trustworthy? It's not fraudulent. That's what a lot of these lenders like to look at. So fast and easy. GoKapital, been rated among one of the top providers in the hard money lending space in the country, specializing in helping seasoned and beginning real estate investors by providing short-term mortgage solutions to acquire fix and flips, rental properties, rehab or refinance commercial properties all across the U.S. Our loan programs are all tailored to your needs. You can see there's a little apply button there. I'll leave some links to these down below in the description with the application pages to real estate financing in case you want to look at that too. But for the most part, make sure you go through those questions so I can help you out on the other end. Fast closing. How fast? We didn't say that earlier. Well, we did more or less, but we can do it in 2 to 4 weeks. And unlike a traditional mortgage, can take several months to close. Low rates from 7% with no upfront costs, and there is minimal documentation, again, so you don't have to worry about being charged. You go start an application and really hurts your credit score. No, you don't have to worry about those things. We provide high loan to values, get up to 75% of the purchase price and 100% of renovation costs, as kind of stated earlier in this video. Eligible properties for GoKapital's hard money loans. They are single family, 1 to 4 unit, non-owner occupied. Very important there. Multifamily, 5+ units, mixed use, retail plus apartments, retail and restaurants, office, apartment buildings, warehouses, and industrial properties, churches and other special use properties, no primary residences, vacant land or rural properties, as I stated again earlier. What do you need to qualify for a hard money loan? The first thing you need to get approved for a hard money loan is to have at least 25% to 40% down payments in the case of a purchase, or substantial equity in the property if you're looking for a cash out refinance situation. Look, you've probably seen all over the internet, some people are saying, well, only put down 20% for your first home, fix and flip, and all these different things. Well, a 25% is very reasonable, even if it were your first. But the thing is, we lenders have to risk, or not as in myself, but the lenders are risking enough in the real estate space. It's already very high risk, and they have to make sure that they're going to get their money back. And they have to know at the end of the day that you'll be able to pay it off. And so we have to tackle things up front with like a down payment to make sure, one, that you're also very serious about what you're doing, and you know the property, is it profiting, what's going to happen at the end of it with the cost, AVRs, things like these, where we want to know what will it be like at that market value, what you're selling it at. So the higher the down payment or property equity you have, the more likely you will be approved. We will also look at your credit score and cash reserves. Very important. Everybody looks at bank statements. We want to see what's the cash flow like. We want to know if you're paying off bills and things like that, making sure that you can at the end of the day pay back to the lender or the lenders and things like this. We look at this to assess if you can make payments on time and pay for other costs like taxes, insurance, etc. Last but not least, we will look at the borrower's experience in real estate. If this is the first time that you or somebody else as the borrower is going to finance investment real estate, he or she might face more scrutiny than a borrower with years of experience in these types of deals. So again, like I said earlier, the more experience, the better approvals, the faster it'll be, the less of an interest rate, again, depending on the property, depending on how much of a funding amount you're getting, and so forth. So think about that. Working with fix and flip lenders like GoKapital is a straightforward process tailored for investors. And there's some questions there on the right hand that you'll see down below also in that form, more or less. So make sure you check that out. We provide competitive non-bank lending options for commercial real estate and residential rental properties. Loan amounts from $100,000 to $50 million, terms 12 months to 30 years, LTV up to 75%. Amortization, I always say that word. Up to 30 years, interest rates starting at 7%. Foreign nationals qualify. Low credit and tax issues are not a problem. Payments, interest only, monthly payments, or fully amortized periods. There's that word again. Closing times 2 to 4 weeks. Rehab costs are up to 100% lien position. First only states available, all 50 US states. So as you can see there are some things to look at. Hard money calculator. As you can see here on the screen, we have an example of a $350,000. We'll leave it as is. And then the estimated interest rate, it's at 7%. Long term, let's say you get it for a year, you will have a payment of $2,042 per month, and then you can continue from there. So we can move this over so you can check it out. You can play with it, and I'll leave some resources for this down below. The loan amounts, as you can see, from $100,000 to $50 million, terms 1 year to 5 years, LTV up to 75% there. How does a hard money loan work? And I won't get into this specific detail for the sake of time, but if you know, you know, and maybe you've done a little bit of research already, and that's what you're here for, looking to get funding and making sure that you're being taken care of safe and securely. Again, I'm here to help you with this. If you're unsure about what it is I do a lot of the time, and I know I said it earlier in the video, I do have a site that you can go and check out at viralfundingsolutions.com. Right here, as you can see, there's a site. And what I do, offer various different types of solutions and services that I've already helped many different people get funding in. So make sure to look at that. And for a free 6-step pre-approval lending checklist, I'll leave that down below in the description so you can know step by step what you need to learn before you go and do an application. You know with 110% confidence and certainty you will get approved. without wasting time. We're talking about days, weeks, months, and even years, having to sit down at a couch wondering, what have I done? Are my doors going to be kept open? Am I continuing to be able to feed myself, my family, and everything else you want to do? Like you want to go on a vacation and all this, and you want to separate yourself from the business for some time, even more than what you've been able to do. Make sure to look for that down below in the description. So this is just a little bit about what a hard money loan is and how it works. I won't go into great detail in that. I'll try to leave other resources and videos for that down below. So they work similarly like bridge loans, as you can see there, and required documents for purchase. You see on the description. I'm going to kind of speed through these, and I'm going to show you a guideline in a second here, but you can see signed 1003 real estate loan application, 4 months of business and or personal bank statements, copy of a credit report, all pages available for free via Credit Karma. So that's, make sure you can get it from there. Copy of purchase agreement, if available, copy of an appraisal, if available. For the most part, we always ask for one. Scope of work or budget schedule if requesting rehab and renovation funds. So back up to the copy of appraisal. It won't always be needed for every type of a transaction, but just know if available. So rent roll if you have multiple income producing units, if applicable, and then required documents for a refinance. You can see they're more or less the same in a way, but I'll have more information on that down below. Borrow parameters. Ideally, LLCs or corporations, reasonable existing income reflected in bank statements, reasonable cash reserves reflected in bank statements, a credit score of 550 or better, exceptions apply, ability to perform an exit strategy may be needed. So if I'm asking for, hey, what has been your last 3 to 4, how much revenue have you been generating within the last 3 to 4 months? Or if I ask a question, have you been generating at least 20,000 plus per month, or however much that may be? I could also ask, what has been the last month in revenue and sales you've generated? And what that tells me, hey, are you going to be able to be approved for such a loan amount that you want? Do you have some kind of a down payment? Would it make sense for you to do that percentage? And so running these numbers for you is something that I can do. So what is a hard money loan again? So it's a short-term financing solution, even though I didn't say it too much earlier. Let me go into this. By private lenders that allows real estate investors to obtain capital fast, develop, flip, or own properties directly. A hard money loan is secured by the value of the subject real estate property, not by the owner or yourself, their credit score. That's how hard money lenders protect themselves against default by the borrower. Very important. Therefore, these short-term or bridge loans can be obtained rather quickly. Hard money is a term used mostly in the US and Canada, where this kind of loan is common. Fix and flip or rehab loans are just like hard money lending. And unlike a traditional mortgage, hard money loans are not issued by traditional banks. This type of loan is only issued by private investors. So you can see that. Now, I'm going to go into some of the guidelines later, like I said, but let's go in through some of the other types you can get here. Commercial real estate loans, a very popular one too, and that I deal with just about on a daily basis, whether I get a new person that I talk to, or I'm dealing with a certain file and I'm having to run some numbers or making sure that all the information and data is where it needs to be, and I'm analyzing these things. So again, make sure you are as thorough when you fill out that form down below in the description and you go through things in the application process. So from 150K to 550 million, commercial real estate loans are nationwide. Pre-approvals are in 24 hours. Again, a button there to apply. These links will be down below in the description. GoKapital's mission is to facilitate access to capital for business owners and real estate investors looking for an easy funding process. They offer a variety of commercial mortgages with loan amounts starting at 150,000 up to 50 million, fixed interest rates starting as low as 6%. So more or less is what we saw on the hard money lending side. And these terms are much longer. We're talking about 1 to 30 years now. With banks declining most applicants, if you've been in this situation, you've struggled, you've hated having to go the traditional route, and they've told you, maybe they haven't been upfront with you, they've told you all the specific details, because look, at the end of the day, they won't always be upfront with you about it all, and you'll have to go out there and figure it out, trying to find solution after solution. Oh, this is why I got this approved. But here you're getting it in one video from myself, and even if it wasn't through GoKapital, you're getting all the information you need here. Fixed interest rates starting as low as 6%, like I said again, in terms from 1 to 30 years. And so they declined most of those real estate mortgages. GoKapital approves quickly with a simple application process. Financing for commercial properties is available in all 50 states, with terms ranging anywhere from 1 to 30 years. Our non-bank commercial lending solutions also have a higher approval rates than the banks. And then there's some numbers there in case you want to get in contact. Let our team of professionals help. Faster approvals, all credit scores are accepted, loans ranging from 150 to 50 million. Loan to value LTVs are up to 80% here. of the purchase price. So flexible terms, both fixed and adjustable, quick underwriting, competitive rates. The types of commercial real estate loans they offer, as you can see there, more or less, that's what we've already covered, but you can see on the screen, cash out refinance and more. There's a little loan calculator there. And we kind of went through a little bit earlier in a different situation, but you can see there, if you needed 569,000 at an estimated interest rate of 10%, up to 14% there, long term of 20 years, right? That's a little bit more stretched out. You're looking at a $5,491 monthly payment. So not bad. It's very reasonable. And we're going to look through your file. We're going to take care of you, and we're going to understand to see what best fits your needs. If you can't get approved, what else can we help you with, and so forth. So types of commercial real estate properties: multi-unit, mixed use, multifamily, residential, apartment buildings, vacant lots, warehouse, hotel, and resorts, office buildings, retail buildings, townhomes, condominiums. So I've dealt with a lot of people in these different types of situations. So make sure if we're in contact, if I'm text messaging you, emailing you, however, whatever that form may be, that you're upfront with me. And sometimes I'll say, hey, the reason I'm asking for this information is because I want to make sure you can pay back that loan. And I know what our underwriters and I know what the lenders want to look for. And when we're all communicating and we're all saying, look, this is the reason for this, let's look into the data, I want to make sure it all adds up. Applying, it's very simple, straightforward, within 3 easy steps, hassle-free, so you can get done with it, move forward with your life, know you're being taken care of, and not just having to sit there waiting. Complete an online application form. You can also apply over the phone, fax the application. We can approve within 1 to 3 business days, super fast. One of our representatives will get in touch and we will work with you on getting the best loan amount, interest, and terms. We will gather all the documentation needed and move to the underwriting process. Closing takes around 1 to 3 weeks expected. So again, make sure you fill out that form down below with those questions in mind. And then I will be able to get that information over to more of the finance team through the underwriting process. We can check this out. We can communicate back and forth, and then I can present to you the terms and the rates, and we can go from there. Commercial real estate loans, frequently asked questions. I'll leave more information to this down below, but you can see as we kind of covered everything we needed to. Documentations, at least 4 months of bank statements showing capacity of the repayment, a recent copy of your credit score, a purchase agreement if a purchase, or a recent mortgage statement if a refinance, and appraisal if available. How much do you need as a down payment? We're looking at 20 to 40% in most cases is what you're just going to see just about everywhere. It's already high risk. And if you're already an experienced real estate investor and you're doing this profitably, it would make sense, and it's not so much of a big deal. And down payments are very common. So what are the types of commercial real estate loans that they offer? We won't go into that here. Locations and lending and stuff like that there. So loans for investment properties, we'll kind of quickly speed through these. As you can see, these loans have terms up to 30 years with fast closing times, with 0 upfront charges, and what to offer. And same day approval available, time to funds 2 to 4 weeks, property types, single family, multifamily, condos, commercial, industrial, loan amounts 150, again, to 50 million, loan terms 1 to 30 years, lien position, first, loan to value up to 80% of current value of the property that you're wanting to get, investment loan interest rate 10 points, starting at 6%. So we can see here buy and hold, fix and flip, a little bit of everything. So we're just going to get into it here. It's what you need to qualify. You would need to get a loan for investment properties is to have at least 20 to 40% down in case you want to purchase, or substantial equity in the property if you're looking for a cash out refinance type of situation. The higher the down payment again, or property equity you have, the more likely will be approved. We're also looking for the borrower's experience in real estate. This is the first time the borrower is going through finance and investment in real estate deal. He or she might face more scrutiny, as we kind of covered earlier before. Just answering some of these questions: type of the rental property, condo, townhouse, property location, important to know, current market value, mortgage balance if applicable, loan amounts out, property use of funds, and so forth. And then just some scenarios down here. Now let's go to the next one. We're looking at bridge loans, hard money loans, right? Kind of what we've already said. Grow your real estate business today, hard money bridge loans. It's type for use for short-term financing. Bridge financing typically takes around from 6 to 24 months. Bridge loan rates are higher than the traditional institution loans due to the increased risks. Just keep that in mind. And that's what you're going to see with anything you come onto the alternative field to get lending. And you can see here, the loans have a lower loan to value ratios than traditional mortgages obtained from banks in order to protect the lender from a borrower defaulting. The bridge loans will generally only allow for a loan value ratio from 50 to 70%. The loan amounts of value available for bridge loans can range from a relatively small amount of 100,000 to a jumbo bridge loan in the millions of dollars. The borrowers may sell the property or arrange other long-term financings in order to pay off that loan. So you can see a little general overview. Same day approval, time 2 to 4 week funding times. A little bit about what we covered earlier in property types, but single family, multifamily, commercial, industrial, 100 to 50 million, 6 months to 24-month long terms or loan terms. So those are a little bit more generally shorter than what you would expect with commercial. So lien position first, loan to value up to 75% of the current value of property, from 77 to 14% interest only payments. How does it work? A little bit of information there. And foreign nationals, and then we'll kind of round up this video coming up here at the end. Buyer refinance a residential or commercial property in the US. And types of programs, types of payments, you can see property title, and the documents needed. I won't get into the specifics, because I know there's a lot of information, and we're already pushing in a lot of time. But the types of programs, fixed loans for 30, 20, and 15 years, adjustable mortgages, and the rates of 1, 3, 5, and 7 years types of property. And then you see the types of payments in these different categories, as you can see on screen. Go ahead and rewind if need be, so you can watch a little bit about this, or go into the site. If employed, documents for financials and stuff like that. So now let me go over here to applying for a mortgage loan. The process, it's very simple, and it is. I don't just say that. Apply for a loan with us today. Start your mortgage application today for your residential or commercial property. Your information is submitted securely and confidentially. Whether you are purchasing a property or doing a refinancing, we can help you. You can see there, talk with us, order appraisal, complete application, and then get funded. Mortgage online forms, so you can see all that information, and then the mortgage basics, what is an appraisal, and all these other things to consider. So let's go over here, business or the loan pre-qualifier, resources. You can get to check out the different ones and how to pre-qualify. And then we have the business or the business loan calculator resources, as I kind of just showed you more or less. So you can over here scroll down and then check another situation out you would like with things like even the business loan side of things. But if you wanted to do a hard money loan, you can see how it adjusts on the right-hand side here, and we can go through it in more detail. But I won't spend too much time talking about the numbers, if this scenario, if that. But when you do get approved for something, I can run even more numbers. But just again, for the sake of time. Now, all that information is here. We also have the guidelines here, so you can look at the different types, more or less of what we already covered, that I'll also try to link to you down below in the description. But you can see the approval amounts, loan to value for the different ones. For a hard money loan, credit above 650, 65 to 80% of the LTV, up to 100% rehab funds. And it's to take into consideration like things as, are you experienced, low risk property, low no credit, limited experience, high risk property, it might be a lower LTV. Again, that's to cover the lender's cost and then to cover their butt really. And the term length, 26 to 24 months, 69%, interest rates, 9 to 14%. And you can see interest only on that, like with yearly and so forth, and what that would come out to be. Eligibility to 2 to 4 weeks time to close, 3 to 4 weeks for rental investments, 3 to 4 weeks for commercial property mortgage, ground up construction, 3 to 6 weeks, a little bit longer, more of a process to look at there. Different LTVs across the board, which again, I won't cover too much. We're gonna be rounding up this video here. Foreign nationals across the board, the documents that are required, all that information you can see here as well. But you can see it's also, we're looking into like, what's your credit, Experian, FICO, if it's personal, credit scores, what are we looking at, the experience, type of investor you are, and that will also factor into the loan to value, the type of property you're wanting, how much funding you can actually get, and how that can be adjusted for a lower LTV depending on your experience, or higher for different types of experiences, right? And so again, this covers everything. As you can see, the different types of interest rates, some as being as low as like 4 to 14% more or less, depending on the type of real estate financing you're looking at. But very credible resource for you to get funding. And here's just some things on the real estate financing side within the GoKapital side, as I've already showed you earlier. And if you need help with any of this, look down below, fill out those questions I'll be asking from you for extra resources. All types of different lending solutions for you will be down below in the description. So make sure to get in. I help a lot of people in this field every single day again. In fact, I had a chat with various people today on my phone and had to go through some situations and figure out what was the best, like things for like interest rates and loan terms, and if that's something that they would be comfortable with approving and why it's the best as opposed to going elsewhere. And it's very easy with the GoKapital solutions and everything you get here. Very transparent with you upfront, legitimate. They give you very reasonable rates and the amount of time, the amount of funding you can get, as opposed to some other places out there where it might be a harder approach to get funding for, because they might have a minimum that you can get approved for a property. There might be higher rates. You're looking at different loan to value calculations that may not be in your favor, as opposed to getting it elsewhere where it could work out best for you. The type of credit score, your finances, and so forth are very reasonable with all that. As far as cons go, I mean, I wouldn't say there's really anything, and I'm not saying that to be biased. It's my truthful opinion on it. Maybe higher, a little bit higher LTVs with certain things, but even at that, it's okay, and it works very well in your favor. So again, look down below in the description to learn more about this and get started. And feel free to reach out to me. My email will be in the description. Let's talk if you need anything. I'm here to support you, and so forth. Thank you. Bye.